Hello everyone and welcome to another virtual pet video. In this video I'm going to be unboxing and starting up my Digimon Pendulum Wave 2 Virus Busters version. So even though I got this when it was released back in March, I haven't actually opened it and I've only really played with the Wind Guardians version of the Wave 2. And lately I've actually been watching Tamers again in Japanese because I got the Blu-rays that came out a few years ago now. And I'm finally getting around to watching them. So, because Gilmon's on this, I was kind of like, I'm going to raise a Gilmon because I don't really feel like pulling out a Pendulum 20, and Renamon is actually completely unraisable in virtual pets other than, I guess, the D-Gather, but that's not really a virtual pet. So anyway, so let's raise a Gilmon because I'm enjoying my watch through of Tamers. Part of me is considering doing like a mini, not so much podcast, but like a review series for the channel, but I'm not really sure about that. But if that's something you might be interested in, let me know. I know that we covered Tamers already on the podcast, but it would be like a 5-minute video per episode, basically. So, of course, we have our Vital Bracelet commercial because it came out around the same time as the Pendulum Z, so we'll put that over there. We've got our instruction manual, and of course, we've got our Pendulum Z in its nice plastic container. Also, if you hear banging and a noise that sounds like my roof is about to come off, it's probably because it's going to, or it sounds like it is anyway. Because it is we had overnight, apparently was warned for 120 km/h winds. Now I pulled the tab out, but it's not lighting up. So I think the batteries might need a little bit of a jog, or do I have something to press down that button? I will have to see if I can get something to press down that reset button because it is not turning on. So I've got something here. So if I just press this down, no, the batteries are completely flat, I think. Oh, no, it came good. Yeah, that was weird. So I'd not used this before, so the battery should be fine, so I'm not sure what that was, but anyway. So it's the Pendulum Z Wave 2 Virus Busters version. And what is the time? That is an incredibly good question. It is 8:26. But yes, so winds overnight were about, apparently the warning was for 120 km/h, which I believe. It was pretty windy, pretty loud. A bunch of the plastic plating that covers the gas heaters on each of the townhouses, about half of them for the townhouses on this block, blew off in the wind. And I got an SMS from my neighbour saying, oh, I think yours has come off. So I went out to check it about midnight. Almost got hit in the face with one of the plastic platings. But no, thankfully ours has actually stayed on. It was just literally everyone else. So there's the Virus Busters egg. Yeah, so I've been watching Tamers again, which is pretty fun. I do enjoy Tamers. I often say that it's probably the most overrated season, but that doesn't mean it's still not a good season. It just means that some people think that it's the best series of any anime, which is not true. It's probably one of the best seasons of Digimon, but it's definitely not as good as people say it is, but it's definitely better than other seasons, if that makes sense. Like, my favourite, is always Atmon. My second favourite kind of flips between Digimon Savers, which is Season 5, so Data Squad, or Tamers. And I can never really work out which one I like more. Like, Savers is definitely the most underrated of the seasons, and then Tamers is definitely overrated as a show in general. It's still good, though. I still enjoy Tamers. So there's our baby. So yeah, I will have to look up how to get Gilmon on this. For memory, it's like 0 to 1 care mistakes and I think 0 to 1 effort. That sounds about right. Let's train our baby. And also I do have my Wind Guardians Pendulum Z, but it's just in the freezer at the moment. Oh, that's a cute picture of Poyamon. And also, if you heard a clank, I think that was someone else's gas heater cover that has fallen off in the wind. So I should probably check if that's mine or not. It should be fine. And apparently there's also a blackout warning, so if these lights turn off, we know why. Let's look at what I'm also raising. So of course I've got my Axel, which is still Digimon from yesterday's video, and I went to the wrong button. And I've got it on mute. And then of course we have the Burst, which evolved into Galgamon yesterday. And I press the time, there we are. I put some Polywatch on this the other day, and as you can see there's a bit of a scratch. I think that was from the original owner. I don't think I put a scratch on it myself, but the scratch, believe it or not, was actually worse before the Polywatch. And I also went over my VB with a bit of Polywatch as well, so that's looking a lot nicer now. So that's exciting. Definitely would recommend getting Polywatch. I've actually had it for a long time, but not actually used it. So this was actually the first time, and I might have another go with the Polywatch on the Burst. Anyway, so that's what I'm raising at the moment. I'm going to have to look after Poyamon until it just evolves to its second baby form, and then I'll have to aim for Gilmon. And I'll just be doing the standard evolution path with Gilmon, going Gilmon to Growlmon to Megalogrowlmon to Dukemon. I don't think Crimson Mode is on this. I think it just goes up to Dukemon. Which is a shame, because I like Crimson Mode. Anyway, so that's what I've got at the moment. That happened the other day, and I didn't mention it, but the Pendulum 2.5 died. It's really hard to look after them when there's no DP and you can't train them because you've just jog rest them. And I always find that that's a bit of a danger time. It's best to just change the time so you can just have it sleep, so you can regain that DP. And then there's the Wind Guardian's Pendulum Z, which as I mentioned is in the freezer. And I guess I can use that as jog rest fodder. But yes, so that's what I've got at the moment. And yeah, let me know if you want to hear my thoughts about Digimon Tamers as me watching it another time around, but this time in Japanese without subtitles. Which is it's actually pretty fun. I guess I'm surprised with how much Japanese I actually do know when I'm not like just reading the subtitles. Sometimes I think I rely on subtitles too much. Like if I'm watching something with subtitles, I don't pick up any words of Japanese, but when I'm forced to actually listen, I'm like, hey, I actually do know words. Well done, I have a vocabulary of an amount. But anyway, so that's what I'm raising at the moment. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think about me doing a potential, like, semi-review series on Tamers as a retrospective, I think people are calling them. And it'll be like a few minutes per episode, I guess. But yeah, so let me know what you think about that. And thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!